Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week at everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, we've been searching for some positives in these dark days and may have found some. New Zealand has overnight been ranked the 8th happiest place on earth, the highest ranked non-European country. Canada was ranked 9th, Australia 11th, which is down one place, the UK 15th and the US 19th. There are 156 countries and territories in this list. China is 93rd, although Taiwan is 25th. Also happier is Wall Street, which is up strongly in afternoon trade today, buoyed by the US Fed's dovish turn. The S&P 500 is up 1.1% so far, taking the overall 2019 rise to 14%. This follows overnight changes in Europe that were lacklustre and mixed changes in Asia generally. Equity investors repriced higher after the US central bank signalled change. Bond investors did too, driving down the yields of fixed income benchmarks. But the latest signals from American consumers show rising concerns about their economic direction, and a regional Fed survey wasn't overly positive either. On the trade front, the US Agricultural Secretary has noted overnight that China is hardening its positions on the trade talks. These talks will no doubt drag out. Key US negotiators are going to Beijing next week to try and find an agreement. Also dragging out is the Brexit negotiations. The EU has offered a 60-day extension for negotiations on the proviso that the UK Parliament vote next week for the only deal on the table. Meanwhile, the EU is pushing ahead with its no-deal contingencies. In Europe, though, Spain has released some positive growth numbers, a bright spot in Europe that overall feels like the wind is going out of its sails. In Australia yesterday, data released shows their jobless rate dipped to 4.9% in February, its lowest level in more than 7 years. It is data that has some rough bits, but all the same it was better than expected. US Treasury yield is down another 2 basis points today to 2.52%. Their 210 curve is lower at 12 basis points and their negative 1.5 curve is wider at 15 basis points. And gold is down $9 to $1,306 an ounce today. US oil prices are little changed at just on $60 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is just on $68 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar has given up yesterday's gain, and now it's 68.7 US cents. On the cross rates, we're at 96.7 Aussie cents, and against the euro, we're still at 60.5 euro cents. That has the TWI at 73.2. And finally, you should note that this service will go offline today at 1:30 p.m. to mark 2 minutes of silence to respect the victims of the Christchurch tragedy. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.